I'm Brenda Hatfield, AARP Louisiana State President. AARP believes age and experience can expand your possibilities. For over 50 years, AARP has been offering programs and services designed to help people explore their real possibilities, helping to bring those possibilities to life. Financial security, good health, career opportunities, and connecting with others. Your possibilities are endless. For nearly 3 decades, nonpartisan voter engagement has been part of AARP's mission to help Americans live their best lives. As a nonpartisan organization, AARP does not endorse political candidates nor coordinate with any candidate or political party. AARP is working to inform the debate, to support a more engaged electorate, and to make sure our members feel they're part of the process. In these interviews with the gubernatorial candidates, AARP Louisiana seeks to inform its members and the general public about candidates' positions on the key issues for family caregivers. We encourage AARP members to make their personal voting decisions on Election Day, Saturday, November 21st. Every day, a silent army of Americans performs a great labor of love by helping their parents and spouses remain at home. In Louisiana, family caregivers help seniors live independently at home as opposed to costly nursing homes.
Today, some 660,000 family caregivers in Louisiana help an adult loved one carry out daily activities such as bathing and dressing and preparing meals. In 2013, unpaid family caregivers provided 615 million hours of care, worth an estimated $6.5 billion to their parents, spouses, partners, and other adult loved ones. Louisianans want to live independently at home for as long as possible with the help of family caregivers. AARP believes a strong home and community-based services system are important for people to stay in their own home as they age. Louisiana has an opportunity to reform the long-term care system by introducing managed, coordinated care that will expand service choices for older adults and their families and achieve real cost savings. If elected governor, will you advance managed long-term supports and services and include nursing homes?
My commitment is to do everything possible to make sure that individuals get to stay in their homes longer as they want to. Long-term managed care with a comprehensive model, including nursing homes, is absolutely my goal. 18 states around the country have done that. 16 have included nursing homes, and we can find the model out there that would work best for Louisiana. My biggest problem is making sure that when we put an insurance company between the state and the provider, and they take 15 or 20% off the top, that we still have enough money getting to the people who need the services so that we don't have a reduction in the amount of care that actually is available to our seniors. But I have to believe that there is a model out there that will work to allow us to do this with long-term managed care in a comprehensive way, including nursing homes. And I have to believe that of the 18 states that have done this, there've got to be 1 or 2 out there where the nursing homes are satisfied with the result. And even if they are not, we can look at those 18 models and make any necessary changes here in Louisiana so that we can move forward with long-term managed care for our seniors to allow them to stay in their homes as long as possible, where they want to be, and where I certainly would prefer them to be as well.
I'll commit to look at that option, but I cannot commit as we speak now to necessarily do that. Managed care is a relatively new experiment, if you will, in terms of Medicare in Louisiana. And Bayou Health is a work in progress, and certainly not all the kinks have been worked out by a long shot. Several independent audits and studies have suggested that there are issues in Bayou Health, and it's not clear if it's saving money or improving outcomes. So what I would do first is take a deep dive with significant audits and significant investigations of Bayou Health to come up with reliable metrics about what it's actually producing in terms of patient care, improved quality, hopefully, and cost savings. And then based on that, we would go into the future with any expansion of Medicare managed care.
AARP believes that everyone, regardless of income or health status, should have access to quality health care. As a result of Louisiana's unwillingness to expand Medicaid, 287,000 residents are projected to remain uninsured in 2016. They are caught in what's called the coverage gap. They earn too much to qualify for Medicaid, but not enough to receive tax credits through the ACA marketplace. 62,000 of those residents are between the ages of 50 and 64. The federal government gave states the option to extend health care insurance to this population. Louisiana's current administration has chosen not to expand Medicaid. If Louisiana continues to forego Medicaid expansion, $1.6 billion in federal Medicaid funds will be lost in 2016, and a projected $15.8 billion will be lost from 2013 to 2022. This not only negatively impacts those in the coverage gap, but it will also lessen economic activity and job growth. What reforms would you require in the Medicaid expansion program before you would consider accepting federal dollars to expand it?
What I've said is I would not close out the possibility at all of those additional federal dollars. But if we're going to do it, we need to do it on sound Louisiana terms and not have terms dictated to us from Washington. And so I would look at three specific terms. Number one, we need to make sure here in the state we have a sound, realistic plan for raising the state funds necessary for the state match. As you know, this is not all free federal money. It requires additional state dollars. And the last thing I want to do is get back to that endless cycle of digging the hole deeper in terms of other areas of the budget, whether it's other healthcare needs, higher education, anything else. So we need a realistic plan about covering all of that additional state match. Number two, I would want a plan that reforms Medicaid, doesn't simply expand traditional Medicaid, which is broken in some ways. And so I would look at coverage or other models that give individuals coverage options, some choice, some control over their lives and their health care and their coverage if we're going to go down that path. And number three, the last thing I want to do is increase the disincentive for able-bodied folks to work. In my opinion, that disincentive is too high as it is already because of certain entitlement programs. So I want meaningful work requirements for able-bodied folks. Obviously, if that doesn't include the elderly, the disabled, folks who cannot support themselves in that way, but there are significant number of younger able-bodied folks who would be impacted by any Medicaid expansion.
We should accept the federal dollars today. And in fact, my record is over the last 3 years, in each legislative session, I've introduced legislation to try to force the Medicaid expansion because it's the right thing to do. For all of the people in Louisiana who would benefit from having the Medicaid card, including the 62,000 that you just mentioned. But we have 250,000 working poor in Louisiana who currently do not have Medicaid precisely because they work. And we need to make sure that our federal tax dollars come back to Louisiana so that they can have health care coverage, and also so that our hospitals, clinics, and doctors and other providers have reimbursement when they render care to the uninsured population in Louisiana. This is critically important because in 2017, DSH reductions are going to start. That's how we currently pay for the most of the indigent care, the uninsured care that we render through our hospital systems here in Louisiana, especially the safety net hospitals with the charity system. And when those cuts start, if we haven't expanded the Medicaid, we have no way to reimburse our hospitals. And when hospitals close, when emergency rooms close, they don't just close for the poor, they don't just close for the uninsured, they close for everybody. And so it's the right thing to do. And my point there is, it isn't just the 62,000 that you mentioned who will benefit. It isn't just the universe of people who are going to be covered by Medicaid who will benefit. The entire state of Louisiana is going to benefit because we're going to have stronger hospitals and stronger medical providers so that they can take care of everyone in Louisiana. And Andrew, people need to know, that right now, not only are they paying federal taxes for care that is not being provided in Louisiana, because that money's going to the other states that have accepted the Medicaid expansion, but every family policy of health insurance in Louisiana, they're paying about $1,000 more per year for that coverage than they would if we expanded Medicaid, because hospitals are charging that amount to the health insurers, which are passing it along to the insureds in terms of higher premiums in order to receive compensation for the uninsured that are actually going into their facilities. And so we're paying twice and not getting the care that we should be getting out of it. So it's just the right thing to do for Louisiana. I'm committed to it. My record is clear. And the reason we don't need reforms first is because the state of Louisiana has already moved away from the traditional fee-for-service model of Medicaid and to a managed care approach, a capitated approach with Bayou Health. Now, the fact of the matter is Bayou Health can perform better. We don't have the folks at DHH who have the expertise in regulating insurance. It's not anything DHH has ever done before. One of the things I'm going to do as governor is make sure that we have the right folks in DHH with the expertise and the experience to regulate insurers, to make sure that Bayou Health companies are more responsive in terms of processing claims and paying the providers the money that they're due in a more timely fashion. But we can make this model work better. We've already reformed it in Louisiana. It's just time to expand the Medicaid program for all of the reasons that I just mentioned.
Thank you for watching, and please consider sharing this video with your family and friends, or on Facebook or Twitter. We want to especially thank the candidates for giving us this opportunity to discuss issues important for Louisianians. AARP has a 29-year commitment to nonpartisan voter engagement. We do not endorse candidates nor give money to candidates or political committees, but we do try to provide a public service to all Louisianians by helping provide unfiltered information about where the candidates stand on the issues, particularly those focused on family caregiving. We encourage you to vote on Saturday, November 21st. Polls are open across the state from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. Find more information and connect with AARP Louisiana anytime at www.aarp.org/LA.